Okay, we've danced around the concept, but let's talk about absolute versus relative file paths. An absolute file path tells Python where to find the file from the root. Here, we tell Python, well, we're starting at C, then we're going to users, then we're going to gmoses, and so on. And again, because you do not have a folder called gmoses, and you do not have this file path, I can run it, but you can't. Instead of that, we want to give file paths relative to a working directory. And that working directory will be whatever the project folder is. So what's this mean? Well, Python by default can recognize files that are in the same folder as the script folder you're running. So let's go into our folder structure. We'll enter this project. We'll find the data we want to use, our process data, and we'll copy it. Then we'll go to scripts and we'll copy this data here. Now let's go to Spyder. And let's change this read CSV as follows. We just tell it, okay, now we want to read data underscore clean.csv. And we run this and it works. And the reason it works, again, is that Python, I mean, this is in the same folder as the Py document. Python can just see this now. The issue is that this is violating the file structure we said we want. We don't want the data and the script in the same folder together. So what to do? Well, up here, we have the working directory. If you're using something other than Spyder, the details that follow are going to be a little different, but we're going to set the working directory to be a college algebra grade analysis. We're going to set the working directory to be this folder. And now we're going to tell Python where our data file is, but instead of starting at the root, we are starting folders, here we go. Instead of starting at the root, we are starting at our working directory. So we're telling Python, we'll start at our working directory. We've set it to this, then go into data, then go into processed, then read this file. And if we go back to Spyder and run this, okay, that's fun. Give me just a second. Okay, did a little troubleshooting. Technology can be a little inscrutable. Maybe I shouldn't say that. There was a typo here, first of all. I had data underscored processed. That is not the name of the file. The file is just processed, but that wasn't really the problem. What I had to do in Spider was go up to run, configure per file, then custom configuration, and here I'll tell it where my working directory is. Okay, and now I'll run, and this time it runs properly. So I confess to not knowing why changing it here didn't work, but changing it in the menu did. And again, the point of this is that now I can take this and I can zip it up and I can email it to anybody, to you. And if you also go to run, and if you also set your working directory to this folder, to college algebra grade analysis, you will be able to run the script.